Hey gang, how are you? Well, you can see by the title that, well, this is not going to be a rant. This is actually something I'm kind of fulfilling for another YouTube series on here called Bloodbath and Beyond, in which some time ago they had a video on here in which they talked about what's pretty much better, Dungeons and Dragons, or let's just say other stuff. Kind of keep it, family friendly. So I went on there and I mentioned a few things that quite honestly I thought were better than D&D, and there was a friendly discussion about it. Don't worry, nothing was said. There was no smack talk comments. There was no any of this. Basically I was just kind of joking around, and I talked to one of the guys who runs it, who I'm pretty sure it's Jay. Jay, you're an all right guy. I've always appreciated the comments you leave me, and talking about other movies that I recommend and everything like that. And everybody at Bloodbath and Beyond, you guys are a lot of fun to watch, and you guys are really cool. And I got a pretty good feeling we probably all would have hung out in high school, but that's something for another time. So basically, so I talked to him and I said, what do you think about me doing a video about sharing my experiences with Dungeons and Dragons? And he said, sounds like, he's like, okay, sounds like a good idea. So I'm going to pretty much share my experiences with Dungeons and guest poster. With Dungeons and Dragons. Just a few short stories. I'll try and keep it as brief as I can. The first time I ever really sat in on a session was I was taking care of a buddy of mine named Mikey and his brother Brad. They both have cerebral palsy, and they're confined to wheelchairs. Mikey was the kind of guy who just wanted to be treated like all the other guys, and didn't want to be treated any differently or any more special. So he would ask me to take him over to our buddy Jay's house, who his name's Justin, but he just went by the letter J. So yeah, and I take him over there, drop him off, and either just go see another friend of mine or go back to the house and take care of things until I got the call to go pick him up. Well, one night I got the call to go pick him up, and I went over there, and it turns out the game wasn't over with yet. And I'm going, well, all right. And I thought, well, I could just take off, and and everybody's sitting there just kind of like, oh man, sit in with us for a bit. I was like, all right. So I sat in on a session, and I got to tell you something. Jay took this game to a pretty good sized level. What he did with it was basically he kind of took it to where he would add in sound effects and do all kinds of crazy stuff just to really make it a little bit more entertaining. He would pound on walls to knock. He would stomp on floors, stuff like that. It was pretty entertaining stuff, harmless, fun. And I swear to God, one time I actually saw him drop kick his living room wall. It might have been a barricade thing or something like that. I don't remember why he did it, but it was entertaining to watch him running around like a monkey on cocaine, doing all kinds of stuff to kind of add in a little bit more of the sound effects and the effects of the game. Second time I experienced this D&D session was my buddy Warhammer and his wife would come over to where I was living at the time, and play a few games with whoever they could bring over, or just whoever was sitting there at the time. And Warhammer took the game pretty seriously. In fact, his wife tried to play a few games with him, and after a while she'd get frustrated and upset, and they get into fights, they get in arguments about it. And it really got to the point where he would get frustrated, call people stupid and all this other stuff, and get mad. And there was another time he had another gaming session living somewhere else, because this is when him and his wife separated. And there were quite a few times that the name calling got so bad, physical fights almost broke out quite a few times. So yeah, it got pretty bad. But The one that really got to me the most is this guy, a buddy of mine and I went to high school with back in '92 when I first got here to Boonville, and all we knew about the guy, he was cool, real fun guy, pretty laid back, He loved heavy metal, of course, heavy metal back then being Metallica and Megadeth, and of course, death metal was, 6 feet under, and what they call the Cookie Monster style vocals, which nowadays you pretty much have. Heavy metal is the Cookie Monster style vocals, so kind of ashamed to see that happen. But that's pretty much all we knew about the guy. We didn't know much else about him, and so one day he invites us over to his apartment. And this is the first time I really pretty much knew anything about D&D. And he invites us over to his apartment, and we walk in, and he's got the dice, and he's got the, all the stuff. And we also notice that he has candles all around his house, around his apartment, and he had a satanic star banner up on his living room wall. And he kind of confessed to us. He goes, guys, he says, I'm a devil worshiper. And we were like, oh, okay, that's cool, And he said, and I prefer to play Dungeons and Dragons. And we're just like, okay, no big deal about that. But the way he says he likes to play it is, he likes to play it to where they actually go out there and do the real thing, where they go out there and actually try to kill people. And we were just like, huh. Now, I don't know if he ever got away with doing it. I don't know if he actually ever really did do it, but he said that's the version of Dungeons and Dragons he likes to play. So, shortly after that, we didn't see him much in town. We don't know where he took off to. We don't know whatever happened to him. In fact, we have not even seen him since we left his apartment. Rumors have been going around that he left town and could be alive, could be dead, who knows. But, if he is dead, I think we all have somewhat of a clue where he's at. And he ain't happy. But yeah, I just want to share a few stories with you guys about D&D. And like I said, the board game sessions, I don't mind those. If you have a good, healthy imagination, God bless you. Just have fun with it, and always let that healthy imagination of yours always run wild. But just don't do anything really weird, like the last guy I mentioned would do. So yeah, if you're a D&D fan, it's cool. Have fun with it, and because every once in a while we all need a little escape from reality, but we don't need to go out there and kill people with swords and axes and things like that, because that's, last I checked, it's still illegal. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below if you have any experiences on the game of D&D. Subscribe too if you want to, because I'm always trying to upload videos whenever I get the chance, because there's always something kind of crazy happening, and I'm always having some sort of rant attack where I just got to get on here and tell you guys how I'm feeling about certain things going on in the world. So, and if you like, check out my other videos, and tell me what you think about some of the stuff I say on there or record. So till next time, when I see you again, which will be, I don't know when. Same doc time, no, wait, no, wait, what is my catchphrase? Oh, yeah. Stay strong and rock on.